Hello my viewers, I want to welcome you to this exciting lesson in Revit. This lesson, I just want to show you the tools and the techniques that you can use for you as you are, reinforcing the part foundation. This can also be used, for any other structural element, but in this case, we want to demonstrate on the part foundation. You see that we are just going to reinforce later on, as we are going to see, we are just going to reinforce, create a 3D reinforcement on one part foundation, and we are going to quickly copy in a matter of seconds to all the other part foundations. As you can see, the part foundations here are of different sizes. So once you just follow the recommendations and the techniques that I'm going to show you here, you should be able to model the reinforcement very, very quickly on structural elements. That includes the part foundations, as I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, so we are going to use this view. Okay, let me just go to the other one right from here. So these are the part foundations. As I've mentioned, they have different sizes, and I'll show you on how you can just reinforce on one, quickly copy in a matter of seconds. And of course, not just a matter of reinforcing, I want to show you the tips that you have to use in terms of use. We have to lock the reinforcement within the part foundation so that even when you copy to all these others, it's going to expand within the host there. It's going to respect the spacing, and that will be done in a matter of seconds. So if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please don't forget to like my videos, subscribe to my channel. That will motivate me to do more and more. And for anyone who would like to learn different softwares like maybe robot structure analysis, Autodesk Advanced Steel, Revit Architecture, Revit Structure, please make sure that you check the links in the description. There are some detailed courses of which if you enrolled in, you are going to be competent in the usage of some of these softwares. So without wasting time, let's get started in this tutorial. So for me to create the reinforcement on the part foundation, actually I'll just use one of these. Let me just go to one of the levels. I'll just go to level 2. Do we have level 2 here? I can just go to south elevation right here and just check the levels. Okay, so actually we are at foundation. We are just going to use the foundation there. Okay, so that I just go to foundation there. See that I can even start with this one. Okay, so I'm just going to reinforce this one and simply copy to these others. So why you have to watch from start to finish is that I'll show you the techniques, the tips and tricks that you have to ensure that you follow, so that once you just start copying to these others, everything is going to be perfect. The reinforcement should be able to expand to all these others, no matter what the size is. If it's bigger or smaller, everything should be fine. So to reinforce, just go to view, then make sure that you just click on section. We just have to cut 2 sections. One is going to be cut from here. You can see from here. Then I'm going to flip it, then just right click, and I'll just use the recent command, which is just a section there. Then just click there and just flip it from there. As you can see, so I have 2 sections. It's just a matter of double clicking one of the sections. As you can see, we are here. And I'll start by making sure that I change to fine level of detail and change the scale, maybe 1 to 25. As you can see, we have it there. And I'm just going to click on the crop region. Okay, just click there and make sure that you select that dot there and just want to drag it. Okay, just like that up to somewhere here, because I just want to concentrate here. As you can see down, we can expand it like that so that we just concentrate our efforts right here, as you can see. Right, so I'll select on that one. If I want, I can just hide in view by element so that I just concentrate here. So to place your 3D rebar, just select on the part foundation, then click on rebar, just click on OK. Then under the properties, I'm just going to pick Y12. Okay, again, you can pick anything. If the code that you are using is different, just go there, pick the diameter there, the size, and then go to the shape codes. I'll just pick shape code 38. And from here, you see that I need to pick expand to host, and under the constraints, make sure that constrained placement is picked. So we are in the current work plane, and I'll just place the first reinforcement right there. Right click, cancel 2 times and select that bar. And I just want to change the layout to maximum spacing, and I just want to use maybe 150 like that. Spacing, click inside. So you see that if I pick on that, the spacing is right there. Okay, so I want also to place the rebar in the other direction. Okay, so I'll select on that rebar, right click, create similar, and I'll simply change to, maybe let me see what I can change, perpendicular to cover. Let's see what is going to happen here. Okay, this is correct, perpendicular to cover. Then just click there. I've placed the rebar right there. Then I'll right click, cancel. Now, these are the tips that I mentioned that I need to show you. We have to make sure that we constrain the rebar, okay, as we are going to see. So we are just going to have the rebar at the bottom. If you want, you can place both bottom and top, but I just want to have the bottom rebar. So I'll select on that and going to edit constraints, as you can see from here. So the color will change. So if I go here on this side, it's constrained. You can see the two lines there. The cover, it's 0. So if I want to change it maybe to this one, meaning that from that line, the center of the bar to there, this is the 6. If I want, I can constrain like that. If I want, I can pick the edge there. See that it changes, but I just want to constrain it to the cover. So 0 is fine. Make sure that you click the green check mark. Therefore, it's constrained there. I can also constrain it on the other end. Select on the bar, then edit constraints. Okay, then just pick that dot there. You see that we have 0, and as you can see the cover there is nothing there, it's 0. If you want to use maybe that face there, then you can adjust this one. It's able to move, but I just want to use the, that face there. I'll make it 0. It's 0 actually. Then click on the green check mark. So we have constrained it. Now you can see that this rebar also have to constrain it to this one. So I'll select on that rebar there. I want it to be on top there. Then I'll click on edit constraints. And first of all, I need to select, the center. Let me pick the center so that I can have the dimension appearing there. Or I can even pick the cover there. Okay. So what I want to do here is to offset this rebar maybe by 12 millimeters. So I'll select on it and let me try -12. Move my cursor, click outside there. You see that it's going to move like that. And it's sitting right on top of the other bar. Let me just click the green check mark. Click outside, as you can see sitting there. So what this means is that as the bar down there moves, even the other one on top of move, because it's constrained there. If I change the cover there, everything will move accordingly. So let me also constrain, I think, this bar down here. I think I did. If I just select that one there, it's 0. Then click on finish. I've constrained it. Now let me also go in the other direction for the bar, this one, so that I can also constrain it. If I want, I can simply go to the foundation. I opened this one. Let me also open this bar right here. Okay, then for this one also, if I want, I can change the fine level of detail, then scale 1 to 25. Then I'll select the crop region, simply drag it there and expand it further. As you can see, the bar is right there. So I also want to constrain this one, but you can see that the bar is overlapping. I'll just select that one and just move it inside a bit and select this one a bit inside. This one was constrained except for this one. So I'll select on that bar and also constrain it this side by clicking on edit constraints. Now don't be restricted to just the cover there. If I want, I can click there and constrain it. Okay, this is 56. I think that is the cover. It's supposed to be 50. It's plus the 6 millimeters because this bar is 12, is from the center. So let me try to click this one. The cover there, and that one is 56. As I've explained, the 6 millimeters is half of this bar. Otherwise, the cover is 50 millimeters for the part foundation. So I'll lock it. So you can use maybe from the cover or from outside, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you click on the green check mark. I'll also go to the other one, select on it, edit constraints, then select that small dot there, and I want to pick the cover 56 once again and click the green check mark. So we have locked our bars here. So you will notice that if I just select on that, go to edit, let me try to change the size, maybe 2000. You see that everything will adjust accordingly and you're not expected to encounter any problems. If I go back there, I try to select on that one, edit constraints. You see that the same cover. So you can change the spacing. You can check the spacing. If I just select on this one, it's still 150. Even if I change, even if I change the size for this one. So now, having created, the rebar there, let me first of all go to with this one, as you can see. So let me just change to wireframe. So we see that that is the rebar that we have, placed right here. Okay, now you see that we have different sizes for the bases. So as I said, once you just get the rebar for this one, then you are not expected to encounter any issues. Okay, everything will adjust accordingly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to simply select on that base, and we have this very important tool which is called propagate rebar. This one is available in Revit 2023. Of course, the new versions, I'm sure it will be there. Okay, but for the previous versions, you are not going to have this tool. All you need to do is to copy manually, okay, to each of these bases. But you have to be mindful that if you copy using the copy tool right here, if you just use the normal copy up to here, you need to start moving the rebar and adjusting so that it fits. But with this tool, if I just click on propagate and I just start selecting the others, as you can see, this is so good. It makes your work very easy. It doesn't matter the size. As you can see, in a matter of seconds, I'm able to to copy the rebar to different bases, and this method works out for all the other elements. Could be the beams, the columns. Let's make sure that you constrain your rebar. You can see that even this smaller one, everything is okay. As you can see, just make sure that you constrain your rebar the way I explained, and you are able to to model this rebar. Once you copy it like that, just go and click on the finish on the green check mark, click outside, and you see that all the rebar is right there. You can see that if I go to maybe the foundation there, let me try to pick the smallest one here so that this one, for example, I'm just going to move this section. Let me simply move it there. We got the section, we see if everything is okay in terms of the cover, hoping that the covers are the same even for this one. I'll right click there. If I check there, you see that the spacing is okay. If I just click on the edit constraints, you can see that the cover and everything, the spacing. So this way you are able to model the 3D rebar, okay, for any structural element and be able to copy it. Just make sure that you follow those steps in terms of constraining the rebar, and you're good to go. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure that you check the links in the description for some detailed courses for different softwares that I've created. See you in some upcoming tutorials.